Good morning, children. I hope that you all enjoyed the bank holiday weekend. I can't wait to hear what you've all been up to. I've had a really busy weekend. Today is Rolo's second birthday, so I spent the weekend spoiling him and doing all of his favourite things. Playing fetch with his tennis balls, chasing squirrels in the park, running on the beach, and of course, lots and lots and lots of cuddles. In my assembly today, I would like to focus on the character strength of fairness. Understanding fairness is an important part of growing up and practicing empathy. That means thinking about others. When we understand what others need and perhaps what we don't, we recognise our differences and think a little bit beyond ourselves. We get to step into someone else's shoes for a moment and consider their life. Fairness is trying to treat others equally. Some examples of how we can treat others fairly are taking turns, telling the truth, playing by the rules, thinking about how your actions will affect others, listening to people with an open mind, not blaming others for our mistakes, not taking advantage of other people, and not having favourites. Share a video with you. While you're watching, I'd like you to think about fairness. Are the children in the video being fair? If you were one of the children, what would you have done?
Please lift up the lid in front of you and start eating your biscuits.
What in the... I got nothing. You got cookies. I got cookies.
I feel the frustration in you, Raquel.
Wow. Just give half of mine, and if you could give half of his to Lexi's. No, it's not fair. Who wants one? Put one in there. Is that when we do eat the plate or what? I love those cookies. Yay. It was embarrassing. You snap that one in half. This one? No, that one. Yeah, that's fair. Yay! Yeah, that's fair. Thank you.
This plate is for a child who has never eaten biscuits.
What in there? What? Okay. Nothing. What? What? No cookies.
There's no biscuits.
Nothing. I think I should put one.
Yes. Now we're gonna have something to eat.
I'll do that.
We like to be kind.
Other people need them more than us. It would be kind of nice giving something that they've never tried so they could try it and see how good it is. What in the... I got nothing. You got cookies. I got cookies. What's that say?
It's not fair. How many of you have said this recently? Think back. What had happened to make you say this? We have to be careful. Sometimes we say things aren't fair because we can't get our own way. Remember, fairness is about treating one another equally, not always getting our own way. If we think back to some of our assemblies and topics this year, we've learnt about many people who've made things fairer for others. Rosa Parks, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King are just a few that spring to mind. I would like to share a story today about a group of women who made life fairer for me. On Thursday this week, I have the right to go to my local polling station and vote in the Senate elections. However, if I'd been born 100 years ago, I would not have had the right to vote. Only some men were allowed to vote, men with lots of money. This meant that all women and many men did not have the right to have a say in decisions about who ran the country and the decisions that were made. This was not fair. A group of women called the suffragettes did more than think that this was not fair. They did something about it to make things fairer. Let's find out a little bit more.
I'm Esther Pankhurst, and for the first time ever, I, as a woman, have the backing of Parliament to vote for who runs the country. This would not have happened without the suffragettes. Until now, the only people who got to vote were men. Well, some men. Men with money. There were groups who argued that that wasn't fair, but government didn't listen. So my daughters and I started the WSPU, the Women's Social and Political Union. I made speeches urging women to take action. Deeds, not words. This upset those in charge. So much so that many suffragettes were imprisoned, seen as criminals rather than protesters. Some people in Parliament defended us and tried to change the law, but they were unsuccessful. We argued but were treated terribly for it. Women were hurt. Some even died. It seemed government cared more for rich men's property than human life. So this is where we struck back.
You're accused of burning down a golf club, bothering the king, smashing the Prime Minister's windows.
In 1914, the war began. We put our own fight on hold to concentrate on the war effort. What was the use of fighting for a vote if we didn't have a country to vote in? The year is now 1918, and last month the war ended. It's taken a lifetime of struggle for women, like me, to perform this small act of voting. But many other women still do not have this right. There is still work to do.
I would like you to reflect on what you could do this week to make things fairer for others. What actions could you take in school or at home? Perhaps, if you have time, you could discuss this in class together. I look forward to hearing about what you have done. And when I go to vote on Thursday, I will think about the suffragettes and say a quiet thank you for the important role that they played in making things fairer for me and for others. Have a great week, everyone.